and this is going to be my last meeting, so I would like to say a few things. It was just over 20 years ago that the Dutchess County Stadium was being built with taxpayer funds for a private for-profit entity, and I thought we could do better as a community in seeing deals like these put together and making sure they're not funded with taxpayer dollars. So consequently, I offered my services to the town as a volunteer. And about 18 years ago, I was appointed to the Comprehensive Plan Review Committee. We have Mr. Nips here, who was on that committee with me. So almost 18 years ago, and that was the start of my continuous service to the town. Tomorrow, after nearly 18 years of service and 8 years of those as a supervisor, I'll be leaving Town Hall. And our laws designed to deliver a peaceful transition to government will once again have done their job. So many people have contacted me expressing thanks, well wishes. But tonight I want to recognize some of the people and organizations that helped us achieve some of the changes that we saw here. And we've come a long way in 8 years. And just as a reminder of where we've come from, 8 years ago, the town was not very good at serving its residents. 8 years ago, the town was not able to maintain its property and equipment. And 8 years ago, the town was unable to control its finances. There was a significant deficit, and even employees saw their hours cut and their pay docked by 10%. And then also 8 years ago, independent agencies like the New York State Comptroller's Office and Moody's Investor Services did not look kindly on the town. The town was operating in what I call a management by crisis mode. And a lot of the business that was done was done behind closed doors. And that left residents fairly distrustful of what was going on here in Town Hall. So 8 years ago, we launched a plan to correct a lot of these problems. And more importantly, to try to restore our residents' faith in the town government. And we started with 3 simple promises. And one was to balance the budgets, 2 was to eliminate the deficit, and 3 was to move all of our dealings to be in full view of the public. And we fulfilled those promises, and I think a lot more. In the past 8 years, we stabilized a lot of the town government. We eliminated a $7.8 million deficit. We balanced the budgets in all 8 years. We held the budget under the tax cap for 7 of those 8 years. We corrected water and sewer system problems and improper rates. We saw 3 labor units gain enough trust in the town government to decertify from their affiliation. We established a rolling 5-year capital plan for roads, parks, water and sewer, buildings and equipment. We eliminated fully 1/3 of the town's long-term debt, and we established a significant rainy day fund. In addition to stabilizing the government, we modernized. We instituted agenda management software so people at home could fully see everything that was before the town boards. We replaced all the antiquated heavy equipment at the highway garage. We replaced virtually all the police equipment, cars, computers, firearms, bulletproof vests, hats, raincoats, all of it. Back in the day, we didn't have flares or evidence bags or even gloves in the cars. That's all been updated. We replaced the unreliable water meters in our systems to ones that right now it's state-of-the-art and accurate. We removed an antiquated water tank from the Rombout district so that those people have a safer service. We engineered plans to upgrade and maintain other water systems. And this work, this engineering and having this in place, we learned just less than 2 weeks ago, earned us a $3 million grant for the Beacon Hills Water District to replace their failing water pipes up there. We replaced antiquated computers. We replaced a malfunctioning phone system. We established online payments for residents. We installed fob access system for the users of our Friendly Paws dog park. And we upgraded and secured the town brush drop-off area. And again, we did this all while lowering our debt. And while we stabilized and modernized, we also engaged the public. We moved town meetings to the evening for all to participate. Yes, our meetings used to be 9 o'clock in the morning on Wednesdays. Even on nights like tonight, where you're expecting a lot of contentious discussion, all the information about what's being discussed is online for everybody to see. We televised and streamed all meetings. That wasn't occurring before. We established an open-door policy with the public and the press. We published all board agenda and documentation the week before the meeting, so people had enough access to it early enough to review everything. We established a 24-hour town hall protocol for responses to constituent concerns. We tracked and expedited all freedom of information requests. We established a no-nonsense, clear, plain language annual budget presentation. We developed effective working relationships with the neighboring municipalities, county agencies, state agencies, and not-for-profits to enhance the quality of life in Fishkill. And we installed ADA doors, again, engaging the public. And while we stabilized, modernized, and engaged the public, we also professionalized. We established private sector procedures for service delivery and financial control. We attracted highly skilled leadership staff in the police, accounting, business, and water departments. We encouraged and funded effective professional development and training for all staff. We developed an engineering team to handle all our capital programming. And we developed a vibrant safety committee which reduced injuries and workers' compensation claims, keeping our employees and residents safe and saving taxpayers money. Now, when you stabilize, modernize, engage the public, and professionalize, you tend to get recognized. From the New York State Department of State, we received the Trailblazer Award, which recognizes local governments, and this is their words, working to implement innovative projects that might be perceived as too difficult by some and that will serve as a blueprint to others. The award cited the Town of Fishkill for the consistent pursuit of service delivery innovation through regional partnerships and strategic analysis. The New York Municipal Insurance Reciprocal, or NYMER, gave the town its Risk Management Award. And again, their words, Fishkill was chosen because of the way in which its officers and employees seek advice, listen, and then respond to risk recommendations and other loss control suggestions. Fishkill was cited for its very active safety committee. NYMER rated the Town of Fishkill among the very best among their more than 880 subscribers in New York. Moody's Investor Services upgraded Fishkill's bond rating to AA2. That's 2 clicks off their very highest rating in September of 2019. And this was from a near junk rating of Baa3 back in 2012. The New York State Comptroller's Office reduced the Town of Fishkill's fiscal stress score to 1.7%, where it was 68.3% back in 2012. What these improvements mean today is our residents can count on an open and honest government delivering top-level service at minimal cost. Our residents can count on the phones being answered, appointments kept, and services delivered. Over the past 8 years, the town had many partners work on the turnaround. Many organizations and people helped to transform the town into the high-functioning professional enterprise it is today. I want to take a moment to thank some of those many people who helped us achieve all we did. And first, I just want to thank the residents. I think the residents understood there were tough choices to make if we were going to turn things around. And without the support of our residents, no positive change could have occurred. I'd like to also thank the state, county, and private agencies who partnered with us. And here's just a few of them. There's way too many to mention tonight. We've often heard about the Hudson Fjord Trail. We have over 16 partners on that project alone. The Environmental Facilities Corporation for granting the town the low interest rate for the Rombout sewer plant that it's given us. We're at about 1.5 points, and that saves our residents money, as well as a recent grant for the Beacon Hills project. The Governor and the Department of State for their Local Government Efficiency Division for their support of our efficiency initiatives. They have provided funding to the tune of nearly $400,000. The New York State DOT for their support of the Hudson Fjord Trail and other local initiatives. The New York State Comptroller's Office for their work to identify areas for improvement and for taking on a forensic audit that saved the town hundreds of thousands of dollars when we needed it. The Dutchess County Executive, County Office of Computer and Information Systems, County DPW, purchasing, and especially the county planning department for all their collaboration, from helping develop a complete streets policy to their help writing RFPs for our projects. Our neighboring municipalities and our Southern Dutchess Water and Sewer Coalition, who have been working with us to ensure safe sources of drinking water and to work to create opportunities to coordinate our sewer systems. Scenic Hudson, the Hudson Highlands Land Trust, and the Open Space Institute for their support of our trails initiatives. To date, Scenic Hudson and Hudson Highlands Land Trust have helped secure over $20 million in private funding for the Fjord Trail. And these are just some of the partners. Again, there's too many to list here. Another thank you goes to my fellow members of the town board over the past 8 years for making the difficult and often unpopular decisions that we needed to make to move the town ahead. And finally, a very special thanks goes to the staff at Town Hall. The staff here delivers responsive, diligent service to the community. The staff and their department heads embrace their roles and take ownership of their work. And there's a real enthusiasm I see in the departments today. The police under Chief Shepperly are performing at a very high level, winning praise from the public, and the detective division is setting an impressive standard for solving cases. The finance department under Sharon Mitchell has been nothing short of exceptional in guiding the town from dysfunction to financial strength. Sandy and Barbara in our water department navigated through the water meter project and now help customers find leaks before they become a problem. Again, saving our residents money. Olympia in our business office ensures the deals are sound and priced properly. Our HR department, first under Gail Mulligan and now under Sarah Bledsoe, instituted safety training and risk management measures that ensured employee safety, public safety, and reduced costs for our taxpayers. Our projects team for the expertise they bring to our capital programming. Since taking office, Becky and Catherine, our town clerk and deputy, have made enormous improvements in the timeliness and quality of the service coming from that office. Thank you. The Buildings and Grounds Department under Brandon Knapp has been relentless in its pursuit of achieving well-maintained parks and buildings, ensuring that residents have access to safe and enjoyable recreational opportunities, and town buildings are free from the damage caused by neglect. In the Recreation Department, under Jay Mayetta and Laura McMiniman, think about this, there's private entities that mimic what they do. They copy the programs, they copy the marketing, they copy the pricing. Think about that. We have private enterprise imitating a public sector service organization. The Building Department and Fire Inspector under Joel Petras have a reputation for ensuring public safety by working with the residents to move projects to completion. And a special thank you to Marie Campanero, who has been the friendly voice of the town since 2012, and its den mother. Thank you, Marie. All the focus, optimism, and determination of these people has delivered Fishkill from one of the poorest performers in the state to one of its very best. And I want to thank all of the staff here for your diligence and professionalism. When I took office in 2012, I mentioned that this town is far more than its government. We talked about how our society here in Fishkill is rich with an abundant source of willing volunteers for firehouses, historic sites, charities, libraries, youth groups, schools, houses of worship, and environmental advocates. All these groups benefit from the generous spirit that abounds in our area, and so does the town. We have the benefit of many fine people on our citizen boards who come to the town with the same giving spirit. And we've invited these individuals to help leverage the town's work and expand the opportunities for all of our citizens to take a more active role in the town's planning and oversight. We did so with civility and appreciation and without imposing a political prerequisite on who came to us. I look forward to returning to private life and the volunteer community that I came from, but I will miss working every day with really fine people that I've gotten to meet through my work here. I want to thank my family for supporting my efforts here. There is a cost. I want to again thank the people of Fishkill for the opportunity that's been afforded me and our team here. And I hope my successor and his team continue to enjoy the trust and support of our residents as they move into the future. And thank you. Okay, back into the real world. Anything liaison report? All right, that opens us to privilege of the floor for agenda items only. Is there anybody that wants to be heard on agenda items only?